Okay, let's talk body image.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm a body activist and I have to talk about my body all the time just because it is what it is, but I feel like you do too because we're constantly being judged.
Yeah.
So in my book that I just I released it last year, I talk about how being a curvy woman hasn't been a new thing.
Yeah.
It's been women of color that have had our body type for centuries. And here I am, and maybe you have the same feeling and sentiment, but here I am, a white woman in this day and age, and now I'm getting praised for having a curvy, voluptuous body. And I've been given a platform to talk about it. But if you talk about any curvy women of color models, there aren't any that have been given a platform like mine. And it's I'm glad that I talked about it in my book because it was a revelation for me when my husband and I were talking about it, but because it didn't hit me because I've always had this body.
Yeah.
And I've always been told like, oh, your body's so great, it's so this, but I never realized the impact that women of color could have, like, just by hearing my story of like, love who you are. Well, a lot of them were like, I already love who I am.
Yeah.
Have you and Kanye had a conversation similar to that? Or if you had that realization that's like, you know, this isn't a new type of body, even though people have kind of given you a crown of like being a body revolutionary?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I'm half Armenian, so in Armenia, a lot of the women are really curvy.
They are.
And I you know, obviously all my family was super curvy.
They are.
But like my aunts and cousins and everyone's really voluptuous.
Okay.
And so when I went to Armenia, I saw so many women that were really voluptuous as well. So I was always kind of told, it's really interesting, when I was entering high school, my dad wrote me this like 4 or 5 page letter about body confidence
No,
and
he
about
didn't.
and about taking care of my body and about respecting my body and not letting a man treat me a certain
Wow.
way or take advantage of me. And I like had huge boobs when I was 11. I used to cry all the time, like, please don't grow, please don't grow. It was so, Courtney didn't, it was so embarrassing. They'd make fun of me. Courtney was so mean. She'd like tell everyone, Kim wears a bra, like at 11, and like, you know, try to embarrass me with everyone and the boys and stuff. So, you know, my dad was really sensitive to that and just wrote me this letter like, I know you're so uncomfortable now, but, you know, you're going to love your body and, you know, but don't let any guy take advantage of you. And so many guys, even older guys, they're going to want you for your body and not for the right reasons. Like, it was like he broke it down for me.
Wow.
And I have this letter and I've read it, you know.
Still.
And it inspired me to every year I write my kids letters.
Oh,
Once
amazing.
a year on their birthday, I write them a letter about what the year is like. And I can't wait till I get to those points when I could address some of the things that my dad addressed with me.
I think that you've always given off a positive. I mean, I've always looked up to you as well because growing up, I never had a role model that had the same body as me. I was always told like, oh, look up to J-Lo and Marilyn Monroe because they've got 2 of the most curviest bodies. But there was never anybody with back fat or cellulite or things like that.
I talk about it all the time. But I also think that's why when I just recently got a lot of backlash for saying a comment
Right.
about, I don't even know what was said. I think one of my sisters.
Well, I can tell you.
Tell me.
It was you and Chloe were somewhere. I don't know.
We were at a poker tournament.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You were at a poker tournament, and you've recently lost a little bit of weight because you've been working out like crazy, and you were giving each other compliments saying, oh, you're so anorexic looking, you look so good.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it spiraled into, well,
Yes.
hey, people were saying, well, I've got anorexia, how dare you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I honestly, looking back and having said that, I 100% completely understand where people would be coming from that felt that way.
Yeah.
So my intention is never to offend anyone, and I really, you know, apologize if I offended anyone, because an eating disorder is, so I know people that have serious eating disorders that have been in and out of the hospital for 15 years.
Wow.
Close people. So I've like been through, I've experienced it enough to have like known better.